what's going on, people? Welcome to the I guess the post Sunday night show that I had to change. Wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I decided to move it to today, which actually kind of works out in a small way because we had some requests a little bit ago to possibly do some lives during this hour because it's more accommodating for people in the UK or on the other side or different countries. I won't even just say UK, but different sides of the country. They have an opportunity to actually participate in lives. So happy to do that. So your notes have been noted. Let me just do one thing real quick. Still a little jacked, but we are going to work our way through it because that's what we do. I don't know what the nanny does, but that's what we do. Before we get started, get too far down the rabbit hole, let me make sure you guys can hear me. You can see me. Go ahead, drop a one in the chat so that I can be sure I'm coming through loud and clear. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. I appreciate you. Um, yeah. So we can jump right into it, guys. Like I didn't plan on keeping you on. This won't be a 4-hour live or any of that foolishness like I normally do. Is that on me? What is that? Huh. I got like a little stripe down there. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay. But let me do this and this. Yeah, we won't be doing a 20-hour live stream, mega stream, as it were. But okay, I see all the ones popping up. Thank you guys so much. Wendy said it's gonna be 5 hours. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. But I will be changing, just so you guys know, I will be changing my background will be changed because I'm finishing up some of the stuff that I was doing. So I could get my stuff on the walls, and I can hope that'll relieve a lot of the mystery foam around me or the glow and the haze and this, that, and other. So anywho, hey, Brian's Empress in the house. Wendy, what's going on? Alice in dystopia land. I look like the ghost of Christmas past. Let me see. Maybe I can adjust my camera. I don't know what the hell is going on. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's this. Nope, that's not it either. Let me see. That's not helping. Yeah, we're gonna have to. And with the addition of my backdrop, I also have a newer-ish camera, so that should fix a lot of this. So I'm sorry for the. Guess it's the last bastion of like we just gonna get crazy with it. So we're here to talk about some sister wives. We're gonna cover a little bit of sister wives, and then, like I'd said before, uh, I'm it's not that I'm not going to do sister wives or not cover sister wives, but I want to step into other areas that I think are interesting, or you know, I don't want to say more worth my time, but like I don't know. We'll get into it. But let's drop this bad boy. Let's get this show on the road. Yeah, we have some things that we have to talk about. Just to get it out of the way. Cuz a great example. We're talking about like season 21 right now is currently filming, according to McKelty and according to other news reports, depending on who you talk to. They're either in the middle of filming or they've already wrapped filming and it's about to head into the post-production stage where they do the editing and the clipping and all that stuff. So it's very possible that they've already finished filming season 21. And that begs the question, what does that signal? What does that mean? Because, yeah, I mean, time to make the donuts, but what kind of donuts are they making? Are they going to be delicious? Are they going to be the donuts that make you cross the street like Krispy Kremes in their glory days? Or are they going to be the old nasty ass cardboard type donuts? We don't know, right? But I will say this. After the public backlash of the last few seasons, production is aware of how the fans feel about it. They know what our sentiment is towards the show. Because we've been like, I know I catch some shit for talking about the sister wives and this, that, and other, and my positions on it. And, oh, James, you have to love them no matter what they do. You have to, you never talk bad about them because that's not supporting them. Oh, hey, I caught shit. But that doesn't change the fact that in order for this show to continue, there are changes which are required. There are things that are going to happen that must happen in order for this show to continue. And it begs the question, does TLC's awareness of how we feel about a subject or subject matter change how they approach it? To date, the answer is negative. Because how many times has somebody complained about how the tell-alls are done? How many times have people complained about the host of the tell-alls? How many times have people complained about the questions and how much gets revealed and how much gets ignored and how much gets covered up and how they're not really covering anything during the course of the season? And it's not even the fact that things stayed the same. They heard what you said. They didn't change shit. But actually, things got worse. So I think it's important not only for us, but it's detrimental for TLC if they don't pay attention to, but they must pay attention to the very reality of where we are, the real sense of where we are, in that reality TV doesn't exist to validate the viewers. I understand that. You guys, we may feel a certain kind of way. Many of us are calling for justice for the OG3. We want to see Robin and Cody get their due. But if Robin and Cody get their due, that's the end of the show. So they got to keep stringing you along. So if we're going to be honest, they'll never validate or give the audience truly what they want, right? But at the same time, reality shows exist to maintain engagement. From the production side, that's what they want to do. They want you to keep tuning into the show. They want you to keep watching. They want you to find out if Robin or Cody bought the new iPhone 1,069 or the PlayStation 65. They want you to feel like anxious about how much jewelry she's wearing or how they're decorating their house. They want you to tune in each week to see if Cody can top the bullshit that he said last week. And by us doing that, you have engagement not only from the fans watching the show, but you have engagement with the fans talking about the show on reality reaction channels like mine or Sarah's or Katie Joy or Pop Psych or whoever, Jenny from Senior Perspective, the ladies down at the Dumpster Raccoons, gotta call them back, B&D, my homegirls. You have that going on as well. So that's part of the engagement part of the show. And from what I've been seeing, what I've been noticing is I've been getting a lot more messages from viewers saying, yeah, James, this is my last season. Yeah, James, I just told Discovery Channel to eat a bag of Richards because I could use that money somewhere else. I have no interest in keep paying for this whatever it is they're doing. So that they are, in that respect, I can understand them saying we can't give you what you want because it'll terminate the show. But at the same time, you have to give us something or your show will be canceled for you. I mean, that's the first part. Let me just check some of the chatters. yeah. Yeah. Car Bear said, seriously, there are no topics. Not watching an Aurora wedding. I'm going to shop for my dress now. It's so pretty. And you get to stand there and watch Robin cry. It's like watching my daughter. She's all grown up now. I'm not, that's ridiculous. I have no interest in watching it. I mean, I'm happy for you guys. You want to get married? I'm not wishing bad on them at all. I hope Aurora and Brody get married, have a lovely relationship with beautiful children and the whole nine, but I don't need to see it. I have no real interest in seeing it. That's like when you get invited to an event from a friend of a friend of a friend or a family member who you haven't seen in like 20, 30 years. All of a sudden, like, you got to come to my event. Like, I don't even know your name good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they say your name, I'm waiting for somebody else to say your name to confirm to me that that's actually what your name is. But then you want me to spend time and money to come to this event. Like, I don't know. Just so I have, and it's not even that you care about me coming. You just want my butt in the seat so you can say you had 200-300 people at your wedding. You know what I mean? It's not even about me coming. So that's how I feel about being invited or asked to watch Aurora's wedding. It's not for the fans. It's for the bragging part where they get to say, I had 1 million viewers watch me get married. So I think that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah. But that's a good point. Like, I just don't really want to. I don't know. Not really interested in it. Uh-oh. I saw part of this. Lori Rickerson said, I'm not wasting my time. I saw Mary Live with Mel and Corey, and good for them. But my opinion is the family made a pact to make a certain amount of money. They bore the heck out of me. Yeah. Well, because again, I think Mel did a good job in having a conversation with Mary. But there was a long time that I used to say, and I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't understand why TLC never did this. Because I've always taken a position that reality shows benefit as YouTube or social media people react to those shows. Hold on one second. Yeah, social media people react to those shows. We actually kind of drag the show along. So you'll have, for instance, Cody and Robin come out and say something ridiculous or crazy. And then there we are right with them. Trying to adjust this a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I made it better or worse. All right. But we'll watch Cody and Robin come out and say something, do something. And then the season will end. And then we spend the whole time during the off season basically hyping the show. Right? That's what the reactors do. Like, whether we like it or not, or appreciate it or not, we're hyping the show for them. We're maintaining the interest in the conversations. We're keeping the audience interactions high. And then when they start the show back, the audience is already primed and ready to go. That's one of the detriments to them having shit seasons. If they had stronger seasons, and I think some of my YouTube compatriots might have taken this the wrong way. When I said that they didn't have shit that they talked about all season, but the YouTubers would have to come out and pretend like it was like, oh yeah, it was very informative. It was very interesting. If you're a reaction channel for Sister Wives, you should not have to go back to season 6 when Cody and Robin were talking about getting a divorce from Mary. You shouldn't have to go back to season 8 where they introduced the catfish, or season 9 where they talked about the fallout from the catfish, or season 11. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to go back that far in order to make content for the show. In fact, we should be talking specifically about, like, for instance, there's only so many things you can talk about during the course of the week when Sister Wives comes out. So if Sister Wives airs on Sunday, Cody and Robin do a whole bunch of crazy shit, or maybe the OG3 do some crazy stuff, and you want to touch on all those points. It's so much information, you can't touch on all of them. So you touch on what you want to, like maybe the big things or the things you want to talk about. But then at the end of the season, that gives you an opportunity to go back into the season to discuss or react to the smaller issues or additional issues that you wanted to talk about. Right? That's if you have a jam-packed, engaged, fully functioning season. The fact that they don't have that with reaction channels saying, all right, guys, we got to talk about season 21, episode bop, bop, bop. This is what happened. Let's go. Because you don't have that happening. Again, that lets me know dick happened during season 21. Pardon my friend. But nothing happened during season 21. Nothing happened. And that's why you have reaction channels having to go back and do rewatches this early. Like, this is like a rewatch shouldn't even occur until maybe midsummer, late summer, after you went through all the other material. But it's just like kind of what they're saying. Like, a lot of people are saying it's just a waste of time. Because what we're watching, we're not even watching a reality show. We're watching home movies. These are straight up home movies. Hey, kids, come in, hug the kids, act like you interested in them. Then you talk about all the great shit you got going on. Tell us about your land, Cody. Yeah, we just bought a big ass house. It's amazing. It's big. It's huge. It's wonderful. We get a lot of work done, and Robin really likes it. I'm getting all the stuff moved in. I've already filled up 2-3 of the garages. It's incredible. Love the house. Yay. Yeah. Like, that's basically what we're watching. That's a home movie. That's not a reality show. So, as they mentioned, as Lori mentioned, she's not going to watch the show. She's done. And she's not the only one. Where's my... hold on. Here we go. Mama squirrels. Cody says, smell my mats. Yeah, there's trust issues, Care Bear. You guys don't trust me, bro. Even though I've been lying to you since day one. When I say these relationships were amazing. And I would definitely do this again. Then we got kind of like even spanning out the thought that I processed that I had. Like we kind of get into the whole thing of what have the fans been asking for? You know, what have the fans actually been asking for? Like, we're not asking for a whole lot. Like, we're not asking that they go out and start banging it out on doing the no pants dance on TV so we could watch it. Like that, we're not asking they be that deep into their personal business. But what have we been asking? What we been requesting consistently? We've been asking for harder tell-all questions and real follow-ups. Stop letting them shape and create narratives or take the conversation where they want to take it. We want somebody who's going to hold them accountable. Play the part. Like you hired Suki. Like I understand people are going to say, but Suki can't do it because TLC doesn't want her to do it. She'll get fired. My point is, speaking directly to TLC, you hired Suki to do a job. Let her do her job. If you're not going to let her do her job, why do you even have her on the camera? Why have her on the couch? Why not just let them come out and just say whatever they want to say, unchallenged, and then they just, okay, that's it, Cody. Thanks for coming out. And they could go. Right? I also want to see less narrative projection. I want them to stop trying to create narratives, create storylines, trying to push us into something that's unnatural. People can be very talented. Like I remember we were on the Saturday call, the members call, and Local Arts Witch has these it's not crochet, I guess, or knitting. Like she knits like figures, and I think there's a lot of stuff I think I can do, right? But I can't do that. I feel like Meatloaf. I can't do that. No, you can't do that. Like I can't do that shit, right? So I always admire when people do stuff I can't do. And it doesn't mean that I don't have talent talent in other ways, but hold on. It's not saying that I don't have talent in other ways. It's just saying that I can't do this particular thing. Right? And for the sister wife people, it's kind of like you got, but you're just not talented when it comes to creating storylines. Oh, that looks terrible. Yeah, it's that time. I got to get my camera back up. I got to get my new camera working. This camera's terrible. All right, we're just going to roll with it. So yeah, I think it's I think oh, that is kind of crazy. I don't know what the hold on one second. That's worse. I don't know what's going on. It's my other light. All right. Hopefully that fixed it. Nope. All right. We're just gonna make this quick and dirty. Uh yeah, that's not sunlight. I don't know what the hell that's. I don't know why it's like that. But but the whole thing that I was saying was they have to stop allowing them to create narratives, because when they create narratives, they're not creating narratives that push the storyline. They're trying to create fables and tales of how wonderful and great they are. And the hero stories get missed because in order for you to be winning, you have to show yourself losing at some point. I'll just have to lock it in. Yeah, you just got to lock it in at some point. I don't know what's wrong back here. Yeah. All right. But that's the first part. Uh, we need more financial transparency. Mary got up and she complained that we connect the wrong dots and we jump to the wrong conclusions. That's because you guys aren't being transparent with your finances. You aren't being transparent with your stories. So you hide behind the fact that because we don't know enough, our criticism falls on deaf ears. So you intentionally don't tell us. This is my opinion. I think they intentionally try to leave us out of things so that way, uh, oh, that okay, that looks better. Um, I don't know what just happened, but that way, it sounds like, because we don't know every little tiny detail, when we do make assertions, then all of a sudden it's, well, you don't know what you're talking about because that's not what happened, bro. Like, so I think that's a problem. um oh, maybe that's what it was. Oh, okay, well, hold on, I think I figured it out, y'all. Yeah, that's too much. Okay, so like I said, we also need, like, in addition to a harder tell all, less narrative, more financial transparency, we also need clearer timelines. No confusing ass edits, no, like, they start having one conversation in the middle of the summer and then all of a sudden it's like snow on the ground, and then they back up by the end of the conversation, they back in the summertime, and then when they drive off, there's leaves falling off the trees. Like, stop doing that shit, right? Make the timeline consistent. You don't have to judge the story up. Uh, but a big part of that is also accountability instead of vague, like, healing language bullshit. Like, oh, uh, we're better now. Oh, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but just know it was terrible. And now we fixed it and it's amazing. Like, tell us what's going on. Either tell us or don't tell us. And if you find it, your stack of don't tell us is much higher than your stack of willing to share. And when you or the things that you're willing to share aren't interesting, then you have to make the quiet evaluation to yourself as a cast member with integrity and as a uh, production company with integrity of whether you want to continue the show or not. So, I mean, there's that. And a big thing, I kind of got into it with the whole heroes, villains, like how we're judging them videos, like a lot of those videos I did before. But here's my thing. What we need is less selective editing that shields and protects certain cast members. Do let the truth speak for itself. Stop pushing this person and protecting another person. Let the truth speak for itself. If somebody does something wrong, everybody's going to make mistakes. That's one of my personal favorites too when people say that shit. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm human. I'm a human and I made mistakes. Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. It's expected. What I don't expect is for you to hide behind the fact that you could possibly make a mistake. I expect you to take accountability and responsibility for the things that you did wrong. And so, therefore, if you did something wrong, take accountability for it. In Janelle's case, I've explained ad nauseum how the backdoor deal, she could have initiated the backdoor deal without necessarily trying to screw Mary over. But even in that description, even in my most generous description of that event, where I'm saying Janelle's not responsible, that's not what Janelle was trying to do. She wasn't going after Mary, she wasn't trying to hurt her. At some point after the fact, and especially if you get a little distance between the time you did it to now, you have to recognize the underlying damage that it would cause if you presented this idea to this particular person. Most normal people, like if somebody came to me and I had a property and I was similarly yoked as Mary, Janelle, Cody, and Robin, and I'm in Cody's position, and somebody came, James, you can sell that shit out from underneath them. First of all, no, we can't. Because one, I'm not going to go behind somebody's back because I have this little thing called integrity, and I like to be able to look at myself in the morning. Two, we can't because they will sue the crap out of us. I'm not going to sell the land out from underneath them only to turn around and write them a check for all of it. Right? So it depends on who you're talking to. I'm not saying she didn't have a right to vent. I'm not saying she didn't have a right to be upset, but you got to be careful who you vent to. There's certain people you like, even at work. There's certain people you go to and you be like, yeah, that boss, they get on my damn nerves. A coworker, Joe, yeah, I'm ready to go upside his head. This dude, man, he got me fired up. And you sitting there talking trash. But the person you talking to, if you're talking to the wrong one, may be getting you implicated in the commission of a crime because you plan on doing it. That's what I was going to do this afternoon. And they go do it. And then they sit up there and talk about, I was talking about it with James earlier. He's involved. Because people like that, when they get caught, they don't go to jail by themselves. You know what I mean? You have to be careful who you talking to. But at the same time, like I said on this channel, as far as my opinion is concerned, I say something, you guys disagree with it. I've had people disagree with me. The only person, and I'll even share this with you guys, the only person I've ever actively blocked from my channel was somebody who came in with a criticism and we were talking, going back and forth. They got into it with my mods, people who helped me out. And then they said some rather distasteful things, including racial epithets, not only about my mods, but about me. And after you do that, if you go after the people who are helping me out, ain't doing nothing but helping me out, then bump that. You done. And that's the only person I've actively banned from the channel. If you disagree with me, you can disagree with me all day. All day. I do not care. I do not care. So when it comes to things like that, if on this channel, if I can get criticized, if people can disagree with me, then I don't feel like I should have to protect anybody else. Christine, Mary, Janelle, Cody, Robin, they made $1 million last year each doing this show. They don't need my protection. They full-grown ass adults who are making decisions, and I respect their choices. And for me to not criticize them, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to spin it for you. Let me spin it for you real quick. For me not to criticize them and give them the honest take or my honest position or opinion is actually disrespectful. I'm dishonoring their choice. They chose to be on TV. They chose to present their ideas. Who am I to turn around and say that your ideas and the things that you present are worthy of my discussions? For me to evaluate it. But let's see. Let me ask you guys. What's one thing you think the producers refuse to address? Is there anything that the producers are like, no, we're not talking about that. Not on this show, not today. Like clearly, Robin and Cody, they don't want to talk about anything to make them look bad or how they ripped off money or how they took advantage of the OG3 financially. They don't want to have that conversation. Mary doesn't want to talk about the catfish, but she gets pushed into it. And the whole time she's resisting. Janelle doesn't even really want to talk about the finances. So, but I think that like, if you want to do a reality show, that's part of what makes reality shows, is that you sign up for full transparency. And I don't expect, because people I've had that conversation before. Well, James, like they deserve to have some of their privacy. No, they don't. My opinion is if you sign up for a reality show, that's what you signed up for. You signed up for people to be in your business. If you notice on this channel, there have been things that I don't talk about. One of Christine's kids got in a car accident and they were a part of a litigation. I could talk about that extensively. I did personal injury work. I could talk about that extensively. I'm not going to, because that person chose not to be on the show or share it on the show. So I don't talk about it. I don't talk about people's weddings. I don't talk about them getting pregnant. If they're not on the show, another one of Christine's kids who's not on the show had a baby. I don't talk about that. I don't holler their name out and push them through, because if they don't want to talk about it, I respect them enough to let them keep their privacy. But if you sign up for a reality show, that's part of the reason why you get a check. It's just like when I was a kid, they had this guy named Evel Knievel. Evel Knievel used to get his motorcycle, and he was a lunatic. Like Evel Knievel was crazy. There's stuntmen and there's Evel Knievel. He was a straight lunatic. His theory was he would get to the top of the ramp. He'll walk the runway, get to the edge of the ramp, do like that. And that's how he would judge whether the ramp was straight or not. He didn't take in wind velocity, distance, speed, none of those calculations. He just said, I'm gonna get on my motorcycle. I'm gonna pull that throttle as hard as I can. I'm gonna try not to fall off. I'm gonna jump off this ramp over whatever I'm trying to jump over. And then I'm gonna try to land my bike on the other ramp. That's basically his whole thing. Now, if Evel Knievel ever came out and said, you know what? I don't want to jump my bike no more. Because I don't want to do wheelies. I don't want to jump my bike no more. I don't want to do stunts anymore. Okay, then we're done, Evel Knievel. I'm no longer watching you, do your thing. I'm not going to watch you ride horses or garden for 3 hours. Excuse me. I want to see you do the thing that you said you would do. Not everybody can do what Evel Knievel. Nobody can do what Evel Knievel. Nobody should try to do what Evel Knievel did. And I accept that. I ride motorcycles. I remember I had a Gixxer, I had a GSXR, Suzuki, a sport bike. And I remember there was a guy who was like, oh man, throw a wheelie, pop a wheelie. No, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Because I respect the road. I respect my safety. This is a parking lot. Somebody pull out in front of my bike or I lose control, I'm going to run my bike into somebody's car. I'll get hurt, killed, and I get nothing for it. It's dumb. It's a stupid thing. I'm not doing it. Right? Just because I have a thing don't mean I got to show it. And just like these people, just because you lived a polygamous life or you live a certain lifestyle, you don't have to show you don't have to be on tape. showing your life. But if you choose to do it, if I'd have chose to rip a wheelie and it went good, I can't be mad if everybody gonna talk and stand there and clap or whatever. Just like if I rip a wheelie and I go in the back of somebody's car, I can't be mad that people gonna talk and laugh and clown me for crashing, trying to show off doing a wheelie. You put yourself out there like that, that's part of the deal. I'm just saying. Yeah, and say I want to know the real reason for all they moves. You know why they move. Robin's like, let's go. Because like, yes, boss, yes, boss. Y'all pack y'all shit, pack y'all stuff up, winches. He moved his whole family at the drop of a hat because Robin wanted to. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome, but it's dumb as hell. It's amazing. That's what I watch. Because I've never seen somebody, I've never seen women who are so pliable. I guess is a way we'll say it. Because I can imagine if I went in, and I live a monogamous lifestyle. If I went in with my wife and I was just like, bae, I got an opportunity. We're moving to New York City. We're moving to California. Somebody hit me up and it just seems like it's going to be fun. You're going to leave everything you have here. We're going to go out there. And then she say, why? Because I said so. At that point, it wouldn't matter whether I'm going to New York, California, whatever. I know I'll be moving out of here by myself. Like, hey, we don't live together no more after that conversation. Like Cody coming in, that dude say some old wild shit. Where we go one, we go all. But my kids getting scholarships. I don't give a shit. They moving too. Why can't they stay? Because the family got to stay together. Because otherwise I look like a bad parent on my TV show, even though I don't never see them kids. And I was like, okay, that's why a lot of us were watching this reality show. Because we're not familiar with people like that. So, and like I said, I mean, I guess strength comes in many different ways. And I would say that a lot of the women that I've hung out with or known or surrounded myself with or associated with were uniquely strong women. And so a lot of that would never have flown for most of the people that I would know or associate with. Hey, Megatron in the house. T Seals. Yeah. And I said Christine paid for part of the Coyote Pass, so she gave Cody Coyote Pass so she could take Truly. No, I agree with that. That was her bribe because that's all he was really worried about at the time. And as far as Truly was concerned, he was more worried about his child support obligation than actually seeing her or being a part of her life. Which is a great way for you to get jammed up even harder for your child support stuff or your visitation. So good job, Cody. Good job. TLC pattern, do they ever actually pivot? Like when we watch their shows, do they ever actually make those changes? I've seen TLC shows evolve. I've seen TLC shows change. And they've always changed for the worst. I mean, they'll start off one place like 90 Day Fiance. That started out as like people who are having international love connections, and they decide that they want to get married and move the person here. And they were both committed to the marriage and committed to building a family, or at least that's what they were saying. Sometimes the foreigners were more committed to coming to America, but whatever. And it went from that to the current format of 90 Day Fiance is I want to be a social media star, and this is my pathway to do it. So I'm just going to find somebody overseas, or if a person comes from overseas, That's what they do, and then all of a sudden they just launch a Instagram account and try to become a brand ambassador. That's all 90 Day Fiance is now. It's just it's a doorway for them to become brand ambassadors on the internet. So I have seen where they changed. But you know, the tell-alls, historically, they've gone from like what's happening, what's going on, hey, let's have interaction with the fans. That was a change. Then it changed again to let's do these season recap marathons where we're going to talk about what happened during the course of the season. Then it just basically became I'm showing up. I'm going to act like I'm being forced to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to participate. And I'm going to give you bare answers, like barely answers for the things that you inquire about. And that's the attitude that they walk in with. And if that's the attitude, I don't even know why you're letting them participate. There's been a huge shift in the avoidance of direct confrontation. Like Mary had the instance where she met with Cody, where she was saying things during an apology tour that she had never uttered during any of her time on a television show. But even with that, and that was probably the most hostile anybody had been with Cody for a long time, if at all. Right? There are probably a few times I could point out when they were on the couch and somebody said something a little rough to Cody. But that was probably the most strict somebody has ever been with Cody. And if we're going to be honest, because I like to be honest on the channel, guys, if we're going to be honest, Mary did a good job. And I'm not trying to diminish that. But if we're going to be honest, Mary didn't go nowhere near as deep as she could have. She could have went. Mary could have. She could have worked my man like a part-time job out there on that damn park bench. But she didn't. She gave some pushback. She cut Cody off on some things. She denied him the opportunity to reframe or shape certain arguments for sure. But Mary did not go crazy. That was not a, ooh, Mary, what the old Mary? You different, girl. It wasn't one of those situations at all. So I just, I want to keep it all the way a buck. I don't want to be that guy. Like, because I'm not saying that she did a bad job. I'm not saying she did a bad job. I'm just saying it. Mary could have went buck wild on his ass, but she didn't. And all of them kind of hold their tongue. So you always have that avoidance of a direct confrontation. In fact, the only time that they really confronted each other, like even when Mary was on the couch with Jen, it was more in response to what Cody was saying. Like, ironically, if Cody and Robin take the position that they don't want no more shit talking on the show, then they should stop doing it. Because none of them are walking up just dropping bombs on either Robin or Cody. Everything is in response to something that they said. And that's what opens the door for these women to come back and say something a little rough. But even then, they're not coming back saying like, Mary, it was golden and for Mary to be like, look, y'all want to bring up the catfish stuff? Fine. I'm going to be humiliated, embarrassed? Fine. But if we're going to talk about the catfish stuff, let's talk about it. Why don't I trust Robin? Because it was her damn friend who brought this person into my situation. It was her friend who vouched for this dude. When I said in season 9 that, oh, I'm scared, or no, it was season 8, because she was revealing to season 8 and 9, actually. But she was revealing to the family that she was scared about this catfish person because they started out as a friend. Then all of a sudden, she's afraid that they're watching in the house and she's trying to protect the family because they're coming after the family too, because they got the house bugged. Like, they didn't have the house bugged. I was having conversations with Robin and she went right back and told this dude what I was saying. That's not Robin going to talk to, because I want to cut through the dumb stuff. That's not Robin talking to her friend Kendra and then Kendra going back and reporting to the catfish. That's Robin talking directly to the catfish. If I have a conversation with you and that conversation ends at 4:05, by 4:30, the catfish is on the phone with me, bawling me out based on a conversation I had with you 20 minutes ago. That's not you going back calling somebody else and having a conversation with them, relaying that to them, and they tell the catfish. That's you. And if Mary wanted to be confrontational, that would have been a confrontation I think would have been worthy. If I want y'all gonna keep dragging me up, my mistakes up, you gonna keep trying to make me look like a fool, you gonna try to question my value and my morals, then we all getting in the same boat. Let's do this together. We're gonna do it all at the same time. Like the one of the things that I noticed with TLC is that they have a delayed airing, like where they're kind of structuring and pushing out, like reshaping and stretching out content to maximize their ad revenue dollars and episodes. Like the conversation Cody had with Christine, that could have been one episode. You know, the apology tour technically could have been one big episode. It didn't have to stretch 3 episodes because they had other dumb stuff going on in between. Right? But one of my pet peeves is they'll do the commercials like the previews. And when they come out with the previews, they'll lead you to believe that there's one confrontation. Oh, this is going to be good because homeboy done lost his dang on mind saying that. And it's going to be nuts when he come out and say it. But then when you listen to the whole statement in full context, it's nowhere near the way they presented it during the previews. Like, I think that's one of the things that they do. And again, a favorite thing that they do on the show when they realize that they have a popular character or a character that's disliked, or they're trying to create that controversy. They frame certain characters or cast members as misunderstood versus holding them accountable for the stuff that they're doing. So they do the wrong thing too, but then again, this is crazy in 90 Day Fiance. You have people brutalizing and physically assaulting other cast members, and they allow the assailant, to come on the show during the tell-all or even during couch interviews and reframe what happened, or they just ignore it altogether. They don't even talk about it. So to me, that's crazy. So even when production does change, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, TLC's producers aren't going to change anything they've done because it's the right thing to do or because it's what the fans want. TLC will only change the way they go about stuff as their numbers start dropping off. You start hitting them pockets and affecting their money, that's when we'll start seeing a lot of the change that we've been asking for and we've been looking for. You know, and all that, like just even talking about production, that all begs the question, are fans actually the target audience anymore? You know, are they producing these shows, creating and cultivating these shows with the long-term viewer in mind? Or is Sister Wives basically just turned into a vanity project? You know, it's certainly not for casual watchers because I don't think they get a whole lot of new people who've never heard of or watched Sister Wives before. It's like, what's this? I've heard great things. Let me check this out. Like, I don't think that audience is there, you know? And ultimately, I think it comes down to They're not producing a show for long-term viewers. They're producing a type of show that they're taking us for granted. In addition to the ones that they're not taking for granted, they're hoping that they can capture those folks through hate watch. So people just hate the show so much, they hate Robin so much or Cody so much that they'll watch the show and just absorb that content. At the end of the day, ratings don't care whether you love the show or hate the show. It just matters that you watch the show. So I think that's kind of what the metrics game they're playing. Uh let's see. Oh, the next thing I wanted to talk about, the illusion of listening. Uh Reality TV often acknowledges backlash, right? Who the fans didn't like that shit, right? And so they'll make slight adjustments or changes. Uh and ultimately, and this is a very crass way to say it, but ultimately it's like any other relationship that involves mistreatment or abuse. Um there'll be promises of change, a supposed recognition of wrongdoing, and then ultimately, before too long, they just go back to doing whatever it was that they were doing before. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different. And I think that's what we're going to see with TLC. Even if they change it in season 21, if they get a season 22, because everybody's excited and like, whoa, they really knocked that one out the park. By season 22, we'll be shooting home movies again. I just think that's kind of where we are. Uh and yeah, I guess there's some things they could do. They could like tweak editing, they could reshuffle focus. Uh do they like they could stop with some of the side storylines that really have no depth or information towards what's going on with the characters or cast members. Uh and because like even with the side quests, the side missions, a lot of times it's not evolution of the character, development of the character. It's just a distraction. So that it's a distraction one, and it's a space filler. It's just a way for them to say, we just did 21. We have 21 episodes. It's amazing. But for like 19 of those episodes, you didn't talk about anything. Or you talked about talking about how you felt when you talked about not doing anything. Like one of those situations. So we'll run through this last little section I had kind of thought about. But I guess ultimately, what would real change look like? And have your viewers define it. Like, what do the viewers think? Like, for instance, independent moderators at tell-alls. Fact check them. Fact check at tell-all. Like, I think it was a Jubilee. They do that. They'll have like a little checkbox screen where somebody will make a statement and they say, oh no, that was some bull stuff. Doo-doo. And they'll put the fact check. That would be interesting. Or a fact check segment where Cody and Robin or any of them come out and make a statement, and they go through the files or whatever. They just clip it real quick and put that out and air that. You can even do that in post during the tell-alls. I would like to do it in a way where you could show them and get their response. Like, that was a lie. Like, did Maury Povich. That was a lie. And that creates like on-screen receipts or real-time receipts for the participants. timeline graphics, like show, for those of us who maybe don't pay attention as good, or visual learners, as they like to say. Put a graph up. Shows like, put on. I did that in one of my videos where I was talking about like the Coyote Pass, because I wanted to be very clear about how much money they were potentially going to rip Mary off for. With Cody and Robin walking away with like, I think it was like almost 500, half a million to themselves. Janelle was going to get a little over 100 million or 100 million, 100,000. Janelle wish. She was gonna get like a little over 100,000, I think like 160 or something like that. And then Mary was gonna get $54,000. So yeah, I'll put that shit on the screen. You gotta see this so that you know that I'm not, like I just did, that I'm not misspeaking. When I say that they were going to walk away with $500,000, Cody and Robin, Janelle was going to walk away with like a little over 100, I think maybe close to 2. And Mary was going to get screwed at $54,000. What? No mistakes. So I think that would help. Like put graphics up, use graphics. Clearly a financial breakdown. How their money works. Right? A family fund. Who had access? How many times did they look at the family fund? If you see, like, even if I trust Cody, I trust the process and the system. But if every time I ask for something, I have to fight and struggle with you because I want to get my kid, I made $1 million last year. And for once, I want to get my kid Golden Grams or Honey Smacks instead of sweet and wheat puffs in the no frills section of the supermarket. I want to get my kids some name brand cereal for one time, and you give me a hard time about that while you're pulling up in a brand new car, Lexus, brand new Lexus or a Mercedes Benz convertible AMG, and your wrist is blinging like crazy. I can't even look in the car because if I catch one of them, that damn watch catch the sun right, put my damn eyes out. And you telling me we don't have money for me to get cereal for my kids, then you need to start looking. And the question that I would have is, how come you guys weren't looking? Well, Janelle had access. How come you ain't pulled Janelle's ass up? Janelle, we need to talk. We need to go down the bank, me, you, and I need you to get the receipts, get some bank statements. Because and I'm not even talking about, have them send me a email with the bank statement. No, I want them to print them shits out. I want to walk out of there with a binder. We killing some trees today, Jack, because I need something in my hand, something I can run a highlight over. Because I need to understand what's going on with this money. How the family funds work, how the depreciation of family funds happen. How did the family fund get broke down? What was the purpose of the family fund? Why are we saving money and we don't never have nothing in savings? Let me say that shit one more time. How are we saving money and we don't have anything in savings? Explain. That's the part that I would need explanation with. I made $1 million last year. After taxes and everything else that I had to pay, that's closer to, $1 million. They're probably going to take about half that shit if you don't have no real good deductions. But even still, you made $500,000 last year, cash money in the bank. And you telling me that I got to get Fruitios and I can't get Fruit Loops? I can get sugared or sweetened corn flakes, but I can't get Frosty Flakes. And I'm not even asking for it. It's not like they go in there and say, "Yo, I want to buy a beachfront. I want to buy a beachfront house, or I want to buy a G-Wagon." They was talking about like basic shit. I would like to feed my kids Kentucky Fried Chicken tonight. Oh, we ain't got no money in for that. What? How are we saving if we don't have nothing in savings? Because I could blow my own money. I don't need a group of people to help me blow money. Blowing money is easy. I don't know about y'all. Shit. I mean, online shopping carts stay full. Like, you know what I mean? Well, I'm just smart enough to pick the stuff I need or stuff I really want. That's crazy. So the financial breakdowns, we got to have if Cody and Robin and the OG3 don't want to address the questions, here's a thought: have the producers or somebody who represents TLC come out and address those questions to their best knowledge. Why would you do that, James? That's not direct sourcing, because that challenges the cast members. If you're saying it, they get asked a question, I don't want to answer that. Okay, fine. Tom, come on out here. Suki, go ahead, drop the answer that we prepared. That's wrong. That's wrong. Well, we're giving you a platform and a chance to change the answer. Tell us what the right answer is. Challenge. Right? One of the challenges that they have after season 17, 16 when Christine started putting Cody's stuff out, but season 17 when she left, that was the height of drama for Sister Wives. And my question to you guys, would you still watch it if it became less dramatic, but far more transparent? Would you still watch the show if it became less dramatic, but more transparent? Because I think that's the struggle that TLC is even having. Here's the thing. If they became more transparent, the actions, reactions, and the things that they do would be a lot more genuine and be of higher quality. They can keep the drama going, but a lot of the drama that they come up with is just stuff that's not even realistic. You know? So it lessens the reality of the drama. You know, Bernie Mac had a joke. He said, sometimes bros go crazy and they, have a tough day at work. They be like, man, they gonna keep this, I'm gonna blow this mother up. And, he's just talking loud. He's just saying stuff. But the reality of it is that if you step back and you say, okay, well, where he gonna get dynamite from and who gonna sell it to him? Right? He gonna walk out there and blow his nose. That's the only thing he gonna blow up. Like, he ain't blowing up nothing. Right? It's not realistic. And I think that when I watch some of the Sister Wives stuff, a lot of their struggles and the source of their drama is stuff that's just not realistic. And because it's not realistic, it's not dramatic because it could never happen. Or, as I talked about previously, there are no stakes in those conversations. There's zero stakes. Like, what are the stakes? The stakes are, if this goes one way, my life would drastically improve. It'll be different. If it goes another way, my life is ruined, if not over. Those are stakes. Every good movie you watch, there are stakes involved. But in order for the stakes to be realized, the stakes actually have to be possible and they have to be realistic. And I think that trading off for higher drama, less transparency, less realism, isn't you making a better show. You're actually making a weaker show. You're actually making a show that's forgettable because the cast members are forgettable. The storylines are forgettable. The drama is forgettable because the drama isn't real. It's not a real thing. Like, they're talking about, like, they keep pushing this idea. An example of this. They keep pushing this idea that they're going to have a family reunion and they're going to bring the cast back together. They're going to get the band back together. And it's going to be so exciting. Oh, it's so amazing. How come nobody gives a shit about that? The reason why nobody cares about that genuinely is because at the end of the day, it's not realistic. We know the only reason why they would ever consider being in the same place at the same time is because they're getting paid to do it. Let me say that one more again. The only way it would make sense for them to all be in the same place at the same time is if they were getting paid to do it. Simple as that. Um, and that kind of goes back to something I've been asking like this whole time, and I'll wrap it on this, and then we'll get to the super chats and your comments. But the bigger question, and this is something, like I said, is very important for you to understand this, especially if you're about to enter into a project or you're doing a project. Say you were auditioning for Sister Wives. You have to know what it is you're auditioning for. As a viewer, you have to know what it is you're watching. And that simply comes in a form of Sister Wives, when it first came out, show about polygamy, the struggles of a family, trying to find acceptance for this socially, social union, which can lead to them being ostracized from the larger community. That's what the show was about. That and bringing in the struggles of more established wives with their husband bringing in a younger wife. That's what the show was about. Season 21. None of the wives are with the husband except for Robin. They're not a polygamous family anymore. So all the boxes that were checked before no longer exist. So the question is, starting anew, what is this show about? James, it's about surviving polygamy. Maybe. Okay. If I take that into account and I say, yeah, it's probably about surviving polygamy. What happens next? Here's my next question. Because we're watching a visual medium, the TV is a visual medium, movies are visual medium. You see it, not hear them talk about it. When was the last time you saw their struggles in leaving a polygamous marriage? According to them, if you listen to them, especially through the self-production and the self-storyline, they are winning. There is no struggle. Could you imagine watching a movie? It's a movie about bullying. Like, remember I said, define it in a very short sentence. The project is about a kid who's getting bullied at school. First day, the credits roll. Playing the music. That's porn. No, that's an adult movie. But like I don't know. Whatever they play. And the kid's riding his bicycle to school. Right? He pull right up into the little area, lock his bike up. And the bully kid sees the new kid. And be like, oh man, he about to say something, son. And the bully kid says, hey, sucker, are you new? Little kid look back and be like, yeah, obviously. First day. Have a good one. He goes into the school. Nothing happens. Terrible. They down in the cafeteria. The new kid's walking by the bully kid with his tray. Bully kid go to trip him. Then the kid sidesteps the trip. He skips over his leg. Everybody laughs at the bully because he looks stupid for trying to trip the new kid. Then because the bully is so upset, he jump up out of his chair and he shoves the new kid with all his strength. And he's like 2 times bigger than the new kid. But he didn't know that this kid has been studying Brazilian jiu-jitsu since he was 3 years old. So the new kid turns around, slaps him in a full Nelson, take him to the ground with a double leg takedown, gets side control, crawl on top of him. Then he starts ground pounding this dude into oblivion. Right? You might as well roll the credits. You might as well roll. This is the worst movie ever. That's the worst movie ever. He didn't struggle. He didn't suffer. He didn't certainly wasn't made to feel uncomfortable. And technically, he wasn't bullied. If anything, you might be able to argue that the new kid is the damn bully. He took advantage of Big Joe. Everybody know Joe is slow. Come on now, right? These women walked away from these relationships and they're not struggling at all. They're not talking about loneliness at all. They just said that basically, I had a shit relationship. I'm out of it now. Christine went on to get married to the man of her dreams, her soulmate, which she found a husband faster than a lot of women who have been single for years looking for a mate. Christine seemed like she just jumped out of one relationship right into the next one. That's not losing. That's not struggling. That's not life after polygamy. Oh, it's just lovely. Mary said that she happy as hell. She down there with her friends living her best life. She just doing what she want to do. She's a globe trotter. She's traveling everywhere she want to travel. She just decided she was going to redo her whole business and her building. Oh, Mary living lovely. Then you got Janelle. She just moved in with her daughter. Oh, she was struggling. She was trying to figure out what she was going to do. Janelle got paid a lot of money. She just sold this land and she turned around and bought 159 damn acres of land. 154, I think, actually. 154, 156, somewhere around there. Down in North Carolina, and she's starting her own business. Where's she suffering? Where's the struggle at? Where's the survival part? It sounds like and I don't mean to be too prickly when I say this, but it sounds like your big mistake was polygamy. Because if you tear that back, it looks like your lives drastically improved the second you stop trying to do polygamy. Is it? Am I wrong? As my girl Negla would say, am I wrong? Your lives got better. The second you stop doing the dumb shit, all of a sudden your whole shit changed. Your whole life changed. That would be the story. But you guys aren't coming out as anti-polygamists. So that won't work either. So what is the show about? They're going to have to define that. Then finally, my observations, although it's directed towards and refers a lot to sister wives, it's not limited there. It goes across the board to all TLC shows and other reality shows where it asks the question, like, how much actual power do viewers have? Whether networks respond to outrage or they exploit it. You know? Or are we part of their machine? They put out content which is completely ridiculous and outrageous, and we lose our minds about it. And whether we love the project, hate the project, despise the project, wish the project would get canceled, as long as we're tuning into the project, TLC getting fold up money. They get to put in their pocket. And you think when they go down to the car dealership and they putting that money down on a new Lexus truck, do you think the guy's going to ask them, did the audience appreciate how hard you work for this? Nope. As long as that check clear, they don't give a shit whether they got paid because you love them, like them, hate them, or whatever. So that's the important thing for them. And again, I'm not calling anybody out because I'm part of the group. I'm part of it. I guess I'm part of the problem too. But and a lot of a lot of the fans, including I'm in there too. We accidentally or unintentionally reward, in some cases, bad behavior. As much as like part of the reason why I had even when I started out my channel covering 90 Day Fiance, part of the reason why I couldn't cover 90 Day Fiance anymore is because I noticed the more I criticize a particular group of people or type of person who were physically abusive to their spouses, the more I criticized them, the bigger it seemed like they got. And because it wasn't just me doing it, it was across the board, content creator. And we made stars of these people. So not only were they kept on the shows in which they were committing these offenses, but they had bigger time slots on these shows. They went from one variation of 90 Day to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Because TLC understood that as long as this person appears and they keep acting up and acting out, people are going to watch the show. And ultimately, that's all they really cared about. So, I think that's one of the big things that they had to focus on, as we talk about it. But because ultimately, I guess it all boils down to one big thing. If their ratings go up while they're doing all this dumb shit, why would they ever change it? That's why that's why I spent so much time. I think people thought I was you just hating on Sister Wives, James, saying all these negative things about them and the cast and everything. No, I want them to tell more comprehensive stories. I want them to improve. So I'm gonna say my piece and hopefully inspire others to say their opinions, or maybe pull coattails to alert people this is what's going on. And through that, hopefully, maybe we can get a change. But again, I don't know if a change will actually occur until they actually start losing money. While I go through the super chats and stuff, I had a question in some of the comments. I have a poll question here we go. We'll put out. I'm gonna put a poll question out. We're gonna go polls. We're gonna go old school. Old school, new school. I'll put down predictions. Let's see. Season 21. For you optimists, will be a real shift. If there are changes, next response will be, if there are changes, there will simply be cosmetic. They're gonna stick to the old faithful. And just keep doing what they do. What else? Be even more manipulative. Do you think they can top what they've already been doing? Start that poll. All right. Let's take a look. So we'll go through the super chats and I'll try to get into the comments a little bit. All right. So we have Negla3. She gifted One My Take on Reality membership. Want you to join on Saturday when we have our roundtable. Thank you so much, Negla3. Let me give you a little something. Negla be in the cut. Then we have Darlene Hall also gifted One My Take on Reality membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Darlene. I'll give you a little something. Then we had Just Scrapping in the house with the $9.99 super chat with the Judge Boyd the Judge Boyd picture. Gave a $9.99 super sticker. I'm sorry. Yeah, Judge Boyd. Judge Boyd is tough, but she's fair. She's a judge out of Texas. Yeah, I watched a lot of her stuff. She's yeah, she can be tough. Don't be committing crimes in her area because she will put your ass in jail. I've seen her reject plea deals. So she is the one, but she's fair. She's fair. If you go, as long as you're respectful, you go in, you're honest and stuff, like you get a fair shake with her. I haven't really seen anywhere where I was sitting there saying like, holy shit, this is criminal, you know, on the bitch. I've even seen where she's allowed attorneys to crazy overstep, and say things to her. And if she was like half the judges, like, in places I've seen, they be y'all talk that shit. You better have a toothbrush because you be spending the night. Call your wife, tell her to cancel dinner or get some takeout because you're not gonna be there. You know what I mean? Don't bother get you any food because you're gonna be eating cold bologna sandwiches and drinking tea. or bratwurst or whatever they have in your particular prisons. But thank you so much, Just Scrapping. Then we have Neglet 3 with the $2 super chat. You need to worthy up, James. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I just won't tell nobody my problems. That's all, and pretend like everything's okay. Worthy up is AKA you need to become Instagram famous, because on social media that's the place of no problems. So everybody is on social media with I'm gonna start photoshopping myself in the pictures with jets. YouTube channel about to take off, y'all. Don't hate. I'm gonna spend the week in Dubai with the princess. Ironically, you never see a picture of me with the princess. Or even getting off the plane in Dubai. Like, who gets off a plane at a place you've never been? And you'll take a picture of the wing when you're flying in the air, but you don't get off the plane and turn around and take a picture of yourself in front of the jet with the backdrop of the city. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. But Instagram famous. Be like Mary. My life is great. It's wonderful. I only do what I want to do because it's amazing. Worthy up. Just scrapping. Member for 3 months. What? I had a nightmare last night. I was sitting on the Tell Nothing couch with Robin talking about our American Girl dolls. I woke up saying, why, God, why? Yeah, I don't know, Just Scrapping. You might not want to be on the couch, get stunned on by Robin. Because she got them tailor-made dresses. So you'd be like, yeah, I have the third spring collection of the American Dolls Gone Wild. And Robin will be like, oh, that's funny because I have the accessories, including the guy who used to the guy who used to film them, and he's standing there holding a bottle of whiskey, talking with a T-shirt that says "Making bad decisions are decisions." Where'd you get that from, Robin? I had my girl make me this. It's nothing. It only costs $40,000 family money. But thank you, Just Scrapping. Then we had Just Scrapping again with the $4.99 super chat. James, your video has you faded and see through like a ghost and way too pale. It's like background eraser is doing too much. Yeah. I was having problems. No secrets there. Yeah, I was trying to adjust it the whole time. Probably got me looking a little orange now. I don't even know. But we have some changes on the way. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you like it. Should be fun. Should be fun. See, putting them super dollars to good use. Miss Miss Nalreka. Miss Nalreka with the $1.99 super chat. Nalreka. Super sticker. I'm sorry. That $1.99 super sticker. Appreciate you. Get a little something, something. Darn the jam. Okay, jam. Oh, jam. Did it ever occur to any of them that the threats they supposedly receive are from the AUB, exposing the dark side of polygamy, versus they scold the fans? I think that's fair. And you know what, the jam, I would even take it a step further. If somebody were to threaten me, threaten my family, right? Threaten my kids, I would take that deadly serious, first and foremost. But what I would not do is group a bunch of people and say, use guys, right? That's a Philly thing. Use guys, right? I would never look at that and say, like, oh, the damn fans going too far. They threatening my family. Y'all need to get a grip. Like, it's not the fans. It's these individuals. Oh, the fans get it wrong. No, maybe some people take it too far. I've seen where through some of the clickbait channels on Sister Wives where they'll say things that I know aren't true. You know, Cody and Robin just lost $5 million to Janelle and Mary, and they have a picture of Cody and Robin coming out the court crying, and then Christine, Mary, and Janelle on the side of the thumbnail laughing, talking about, yeah, you know, and it's all clickbait and it's not true because I watched the show and I know it's not true. Right? But to take that video and then say anybody who produces content about Sister Wives has it wrong because this person has it wrong makes you disingenuous. And it makes you incredible to the point where I can no longer trust anything you say. Because you can't even come up with an accurate description as to what's going on in a situation that involves me. So why would I believe you about other things? So I don't like that part of it, especially when they come out and they try to besmirch or shame fans or people. I won't even say fans. I feel funny saying fans. When people come out and they're supporting somebody whom they believe are the victims of abuse, and they're supporting you, and your response to their support is, mind your business, you got it wrong, don't talk about it anymore. Right? I understand that there are some elements to where there's deniability. You don't want to accept that this is what's going on. You want to protect the person who is doing it to you because that's just part of the psychology of it. I get that. But if they're telling you and telling you and telling you, and they're taking a risk in telling you, and you're not only saying, like, look, guys, my situation, I am okay with it, or I'll take care of it, whatever, but your situation is to attack the person who's trying to help you, then it just becomes harder to swallow. So I think that's kind of where I draw the line on some of that. But that's a good point. I never really considered AUB might be doing it. Yeah. Because what is the possible outcome? They come off the show and they don't want them on the show. I mean, that would make sense. But thank you so much, DeJane. Then we have Megatron with the $10 super watch it. All right. The Brown family blaming fans for no longer buying their lies is diabolical work at play. I call BS on these alleged threats. Your lies caught up to you. Eat it with a smile, Brown family. We see what's up. Again, criticism or observation, especially honest observation, is not bullying. You're not being bullied. If you do something wrong and people say, hey, you did this wrong, or I didn't appreciate when you did that, that's not you being bullied or picked on. That's not me being unsafe or whatever, however else you term it. That's me citing the fact that you did something that was unacceptable or it hurt people or whatever the case may be. You're human. You make mistakes. That whole thing people always say, especially this family. I'm human. I make mistakes. Okay, fine. You're human. You made a mistake. But be an adult and acknowledge the mistake you made, apologize for it, and let's move on. But you trying to tell us, especially, I'm hollering name, Mary, when she comes out and she took the position that you people don't know what you talk about, mind your damn business, don't worry about it. Why are you worried about my stuff? And then she comes out and announces, I'm going to do a tell-all book. Who do you think is buying the tell-all book? Because you just said that he's a good man, good father. He's a wonderful person. Then you're going to come out with a tell-all book that the only way that book is going to sell is if you bashing Cody's ass and Robin's ass. And you already on tape telling people, not only telling people that they good people, but you telling people to not come to you and talk to you about them. So I'm going to buy a book so you can talk to me about them. I mean, make that shit make sense. I'm merely asking a question, asking for a friend. But thank you, Megatron. Megatron with the $2 super chat. What does the Brown family do? Put this on your shirt. Yep. Yeah, I'm taking steps now. I'm be coming out with some apparel, some My Take on Reality apparel. So keep an eye out for that. We're making that happen, but just have to finalize a couple things. But yeah, that might actually go on the shirt. What does the Brown family do? What is Sister Wives about anymore? A bunch of just people who don't get along. And that's not enough to hold a show. What does the Brown family do? Then we had a Megatron with the $5 super chat. Said, have we ever seen Sister Wives cast do charity work? Nope. Not that I'm aware. They didn't seem to give back to fans everything and fans paying them, even though it's fans paying them all the time. Like, when do y'all give back? Like, and you know what? And this is one of the things that I kind of I mentioned. I don't think Megatron, you were on that live, but that's one of the things that I kind of was thinking about too. Is that, like, as much as they like to do these self-help, self-improvement type videos or programs, as much as they want to put those together, you would think that they would have a body of work where they could look at it and say, these are videos or interviews or blogs or whatever that I wrote, which are actively trying to support and help people to improve themselves using whatever principles you cite. Right? The thing is going crazy. But I don't see it. I don't see that body of work. I don't see that effort. I only see like the and this is where it gets grifty. because it seems like the only time you guys are willing to help somebody is when they got to pay you to help them. And that's not you doing it for the love of the game. Like, I'm not even saying that you got to do shit for free. I get it. Like, you know what I mean? There's cost to it. You're denying one thing in order to do another thing. And so you might want to make that thing worthwhile. And maybe you want to make that your business so that you can stop doing everything else and focus on this business. I get that. But I don't see to Megatron's point, I don't see the commitment to the people that you're supposedly trying to help as much as I see a commitment to the business of helping people. And even though it sounds like it's the same thing, I think that it's distinctly different. I think there's a distinct difference between that. But let me give Megatron a little something, a little something. Then we had Just Scrapping with the 9.99 super chat. We have got to boycott the show and their social media and just rely on YouTube for recaps because I'm done with the 5 spouses. Don't buy Mary's book or any shoe that appear on it appears on these appear on F these people, or any shows that these people appear on F these people, and TLC. Yeah, it's one thing. Like I said, I can accept the fact that they're doing it for money. 100%. I mean, I think that especially doing a reality show, you better be getting paid a lot, because as much damage as it's going to do, you need that money. You need that square. But what's hard for me to get behind or reconcile is when I think people have these wonderful opportunities to do more of what they say they want to do. And it all just comes down to, I want to take people for granted and I want to use people. Because like it or not, Mary, Christine, and Janelle especially are in a unique position to where, especially when they first left these relationships, they were in a unique position where they could have talked to people about their experiences, not only in these types, in a polygamous relationship, but in relationships where you're being neglected, your kids are being neglected, you feel abandoned, you feel worthless, you feel useless. There's psychological abuse. There's, maybe not physical abuse. I don't know. But there's a lot of things going on. And they had the platform to be able to discuss these things in a genuinely meaningful way. And potentially they could have helped a lot of people. But it always just kind of seemed like the help was limited to, are you willing to buy a ticket to my workshop this week, or my special appearance, or my book? Not, come on down, let me do an interview on such and such, because I have a message I want to give to these ladies, a message of encouragement, a message of, you can do it, you're not alone, anything. I'm just saying, but that was a tremendous opportunity that they have that I think they kind of let slide. And again, you could have made money doing it. I'm not saying you got to do it all for free, but it just doesn't seem like you're passionate about it. If somebody has to pay you to do every aspect of your job, then you don't love that job. You don't. You know what I mean? There's nothing about that job you love. You love the paycheck, which tells me that if you had an opportunity to help 1 million people, but you were going to make $10, you would rather make $100. So you can help 1 million people. You do this event, you can help 1 million people, but they can only pay you $100. You would rather do the event for 100 people where you can make $1 million. You understand what I mean? Like, without question. And I think that that's the part that makes it a little hard to swallow. And that's what makes it hard for, as the show continues and drags on, especially it's not as good as it was before. It's kind of like every now and again, like my parents story time. My mom would maybe have a disagreement with somebody, and we used to do that shit like Hatfields and McCoys. So if she went to a store, and she would always say like, "You only got to keep my grievances going." And say she went back in the day when they had Blockbuster or something. She went to a Blockbuster and she had a dispute. What was it? One time, it was like a snowstorm. Like my dad, he was like, "I'm not." We watched the movie. They watched the movie. I wasn't even living there at the time. They watched the movie, and he was like, "I'm not gonna run it right back so they can make another night off my rental." So he held on to the movie for the next day because you had movies overnight then. And it snowed like hell. And so he had to walk because the roads were closed. He had to walk to the Blockbuster. Him and my brother did it. He walked to the Blockbuster, turned the movie in, and I guess the Blockbuster person assumed that they were working. The store was open. They just didn't check the movies in until the next day because they assumed nobody was coming and everybody was slacking. So they tried to charge my parents an extra day. And my mom was like, no, 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 I'm not paying that. And, went to war with them, not war, but she's like, I ain't going there no more, blah, blah, blah. And we stopped going, and that's how we roll. That's how we rolled. But I think that all in all, when it comes to sister wives, they kind of see it like, we can treat you however we treat you, and you're just going to accept it. You're not going to get angry about it. You're not going to go to war with us. You're going to keep spending your money with us. And I think that's part of the problem. Again, I have no problem with them making their coins. I don't. I just think it's bad when you're taking advantage of that situation. But thank you so much, Just Scrapping. Terry Crow. Oh, no. Guess it's because everybody's related. Damn. Damn, Sam. Then we had Terry Crump. How long before they are canceled? They're not gonna cancel the show until the show it'll crash and burn before it cancels. Mostly because they don't have anything to replace it. They don't have anything to replace it. So until they get something they can replace it with, they'll keep that show running forever. Oh, wait, hold on. A little something. Then we had Just Scrapping with the $9.99 super chat. Said, sorry for my last letter salad. My style is hard to type with, as it skips letters and have had a bad viral eye infection going on for months. Oh wow! So vision, mine is crap. ATM, love you. My take on reality, fam. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Well, eye infection, that's horrible. But yeah, no worries, because my phone, boy, I don't know. Sometimes I'll be looking at my phone and be like, these people probably think I am silly. Like, because this makes no sense. Like, you'll correct the word, but the word you corrected to makes no sense in the context of the sentence. Like, what? Leave my words alone. I'd rather misspell a word than you guys trying to fix it and like, oh, you didn't mean from, you meant serendipity. Like, what? Hey, what? Got me looking nuts. But no worries. Thank you so much, Just Scrapping. Appreciate you. Yeah. But let me see. Oh, is this? Has anyone seen the speculation that Davis kids want to be on the show? His daughter is moving back to Utah. Curious if that's why they redid their basement. You thought, oh, Platteville. Uh, let me just see. Yeah, oh, snap. Sorry about that. I'm about to, let's check the poll real quick. All right. Still connecting up. All right, here we go. Okay. So for the poll, interesting. We have predictions for season 21. Uh it'll be a real shift. They're going to really listen to the fans. They're going to change their whole mentality. It's going to be amazing. 0% of you said that. 0%. 0% said there's going to be a real shift. 2% of you said there'll be a cosmetic change. Like, so they'll try to change things on the surface to try to make us feel better, but it'll essentially be the same thing as it always been. And that was 2% of you. 42%, and these are the two big winners. 42% of you said be even more manipulation. So they're just going to keep trying to trick us into thinking that everything is great or everything is wonderful. Christine's happy as hell. Cody and Robin are in love, and it's so amazing. They're soulmates. That's 43% of you. I'm sorry. Then we have 56% of you, which is a clear winner, said be more of the same. Yeah, I'm kind of in the be more of the same group. I don't think they're going to change anything because some people got to learn the hard way. That's what my parents used to say back in the day. Some people just got to learn the hard way. Like, you can explain to them till you blue in the face, but they ain't going to pick it up till they knock their head against the wall. Then they understand. You know what I mean? But before that, they ain't trying to hear nothing you saying. We had another super chat from local art switch in the house with the $5 super chat. I think Browns think they're owed money. They've been getting paid for bare minimum 4 years. They forgot where they were from. Yeah, they've been paid since 2010. That's when the show aired. So they've been on the show for 15 years. They took a hit during the course of the season. I want to say it was like maybe season 4 or 5. They were talking about canceling the show, which caused them to renegotiate. But after the catfish stuff, they were back up. They were back up. So, yeah, but I absolutely agree with that. I think they do take us for granted. And then we're just going to keep watching the show because they keep producing the show. And because we have to. Because if we don't, then they won't be able to buy nice things. And that the world will be terrible. So we have to keep doing it, guys. You have to. Not realizing, no, we don't. No, we don't. But let me give Logar Switch a little something. Yeah, I just, that's kind of where I'm at. As promised, I said I would not go for 5 hours on this live. Promised you guys. Gave you my word. So I'm going to try to end it at 2, closer to 2. TLC said, I'll be 6 feet under before Mary writes a book. It's coming 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. That book is coming 2 weeks. That book ain't never coming out. And I do think that it's wow, okay. I do think it's interesting that it's everybody, it seems like everybody involved is now rushing out to try to do interviews or write books. That's how you know their ass is in trouble. Because nobody could be bothered. How many times have we suggested, even YouTube creators have been suggesting they come out, start doing off-season interviews, start writing books, things of that nature to find out what's going on. And I said this shit years ago. they better get on, especially like Mary, Christine, Janelle. You have these stories of how you were mistreated. You better start telling those stories while people are paying attention and people care. The unfortunate part about it is a lot of people get used to your story, they get used to the idea of your abuse, and they just you defended it for so long. Then all of a sudden, because it's not advantageous for you to defend it, and it is extremely advantageous for you to get money if you come out with documents and support saying that this is what happened and it's so terrible. You have that for sure, but there'll come a time when a lot of people will be like, you know what? You told me one thing. Now you're trying to tell me something else. I don't know what's true. I'm done. I'm done. You know? And you find out the hard way that you were always right. Because Mary, I've heard her say it. Cody, for sure. I got them on tape saying it. I think Christine and Janelle, I know Janelle has said it. Christine and Mary, I'm not 100% certain about, but they've all taken their turn saying, at least the three I mentioned for sure, Mary, Cody, and Janelle. I think Robin did it too. Where I can go back and pull the tape. Here's the thing. I don't know you. And not only do I not know you, I don't owe you. I don't owe you a damn thing. Janelle's lesson with the backdoor deal and how the fandom started becoming a little more strict with her should give everybody pause. Everybody on the show should take pause. Not because the fans turned on them, but how quickly they turned on them. You know why that was possible? Because they recognize they don't know you. That's what it is. That's why. We have an idealized version of who you are. And when you contradict that idealized version, not only will people come at you for contradicting it, but there will be increased or more intense levels of dislike or disdain because not only were you lying, but you tricked me. And nobody likes to feel tricked. You know? when is that? I don't know you, and that's my purse. Get your hand out of my pocket. That's they used to say back in the olden days. Get your hand out of my pocket. You know, we're not that cool. But thank you so much. Appreciate you. But I'm gonna have to let you guys go. Feel myself winding out. Said I wasn't feeling a little under the weather. Trying to put it back together. But as we do that, I want to give a huge shout out to the little segment I call Hearts in the Chat. Get some hearts in the chat for folks who may be going through some hard times, and just a reminder that they're not alone in their struggle. Because I think that's important too, especially when you're faced with so much and you have so much going on. You know, life is a wonderful thing. It's amazing. It's amazing if you think about our experiences with life. But life can be hard and it can be unforgiving because it'll allow you to build expectations. It'll allow you to build comfort, positions of comfort. It'll allow you to fall in love, be in love, have love for something. And life has a funny way of taking all of that away. And it still expects you to keep showing up and keep playing. Right. So life can be very difficult. And in light of that, I won't say in lieu of that, but in light of that, I think it's important that we show that we respect each other and we have each other's back. So that's part of the reason why I asked that we put hearts in the chat to support each other. There are some individuals who have mentioned that they might like to have, their name mentioned as far as, people prayers or thoughts or good vibes, whatever you do, keep them in those so that way, you know, they can surmount what may feel like an insurmountable obstacle situation or place that they find themselves in emotionally because of what's going on or financially what's going on. All right. Let's throw up Jody Periscala, Carmel Cuties, Megatron, Miss Betty, Kathy Ferran, Allison Gaines, and Marlo Peterson. If you want your name included in the list, you can always send me an email at mytakeonrealityquestions@gmail.com, and I'll put your name on the list. Simple as that. Again, I don't go into people's specifics. I don't think it's my place per se, especially if I don't have express permission to do it. I don't want to violate anybody's confidence, but it's just a way for us to support each other. You know, it's not life can be hard, but in my experience, life becomes impossible when you try to tackle it alone. And this is just a way for us as a community to support one another. So we can put hearts in the chat for those individuals. I'd appreciate it. My hearts in the chat as well. Pow, 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 pow. Awesome. Yeah, because that, it could be a little, life can be rough, man. Life is tough. You be in a situation like, I got it all figured out. Just as soon as you say that, it's like you challenging life. Life be like, oh, okay. Oh, you think you got it figured out? Okay, let me change this up. Let me change that up. Make this way more difficult. And your kids don't like you no more. Like, what? Life, leave me alone. But yeah, I also want to give recognition to folks who contributed to the super chat. I appreciate it. You guys are actually helping me to get some of my equipment updated, so hopefully we can resolve some of these issues that we're having. But thank you so much. We have Local Arts Witch, Just Scrapping, Terry Crump. We have Megatron in the house, The Jam, Miss Nareka. Just make sure I get the name right. Neglet 3, of course. And of course, we have Darlene Hall. Thank you guys so much. And again, just as like with the what you guys were writing in the hearts in the chat, I also want to mention too, like, I think it's amazing to me that some folks, because I know some of the stories, I know some of the things that people are going through. It always amazes me that people will be going through these tremendous, huge things, but when they interact on, in the chat or, calls or whatever, leaving messages at speakpipe.com/mytakeonreality for the Thursday Night Live. When they participate in those, you can tell they got a problem. And these are people who, in my little mental checklist, they strike me as individuals who are, like, I call them kickstands. These people you don't really pay attention to, but always there to support you. These are people who tend to put other people first, or put other people even ahead of themselves. And they're very generous with their time and that kind of thing, and supporting other people. And I think that it's very important that we take time out a lot of times to recognize the contributions that these individuals make, as well as let them know that when they need to be supported, we are there to support them as well. So this isn't a one-way street where I got a problem, you got to help me. This is a two-way street. You have a problem, you can come to me and we can talk about it. I have a problem, I'll come to you and we can talk about it. But I genuinely respect that, and I'm very impressed with that. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Let me give everybody a little something, especially if folks keep it cool in the chat. What? Without you guys here, this show would be terrible. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. And again, like I will do shows like these. In addition, if I can get myself together and hopefully everything uh works out like I plan, I'll be able to start dropping my new content in addition to my sister wife's content. You like how I'm saying content? Um, I drop that new content, and once I start rolling with that, we can comment on that as well. Because I think that'll be a little more inclusive. So you won't necessarily have to watch Sister Wives at all, but you'll be able to comment the way I'm trying to do the things that I'm talking about. I'm trying to make it comprehensive enough to where it's almost a standalone project that you can look at and we can have conversations about it. All right. But that's where I'm at. Thank you guys so much. I apologize. I might seem like I'm a little draggy today, but I'm here. The body is weak, but the spirit is strong. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And have a fantastic tomorrow. If you're anywhere near me, we got hit with some snow. People don't know I'm from a tropical people, and hey, the snow stuff is starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Like I'm not a fan of. Like I don't mind the snow. I grew up with the snow, but enough is a damn enough. Okay. All right, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, an awesome tomorrow, and a most spectacular rest of your week. All right, that's my take. I'm James, and this has been my take on reality, and I'm out. And let me know if you guys like the midday time slots. But let me know. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good